Were it not for the physical evidence left behind, the Twiggywitch would belong very firmly in the supernatural realm of fairies, elves, and goblins. But written accounts, dating from as far back as the 1700s, invariably describe a very real, though rarely seen, living creature. Sighted predominantly along the Welsh borders and reported frequently well into the present century, the Twiggywitch's appearance immediately explains the name by which it is commonly known. Witnesses describe a small bipedal animal made of what looked like grey, fragile-looking twigs. But although such a camouflage is hardly unique in nature, the Twiggywitch has other, stranger characteristics. The hair on its acorn-shaped head resembles autumn leaves. The body is slight, perhaps no more than 2 feet high. Usually seen on the ground in hedgerows and undergrowth, it has almost never been reported in trees. Although it has been observed moving at great speed, the Twiggywitch would seem to rely on its ability to quickly disappear into its immediate surroundings when threatened or disturbed. Twiggywitches appear in many folk tales from Hereford in the south and as far north as Oswestry. Reported sightings have tended not to deviate from this general supposed habitat. Traditionally, the Twiggywitch is associated with autumn. Here, the Blackthorn Morris dancers celebrate the coming of the Twiggywitch as a declaration that summer is over and the harvest has been gathered in. Encounters are more frequent during the autumn months, when it has been startled by witnesses' dogs or children on country walks. It could be supposed that the Twiggywitch's metabolism is beginning to slow at this time of year, and the lack of reports during winter may suggest hibernation. With the spring, the creature's color no longer invokes the golden hues of autumn, and is said to have hair that now resembles young spring green leaves. In their annual report of 1932, the Welsh Geographical Society included a submission by the Caernarfon Fossil Club. A member of the club had obtained for their collection a large sample of prehistoric tree ferns that had acquired the nickname Twiggywitch because of an unmistakable likeness to a bark-like face. Whether the result of pareidolia or not, it is interesting indeed to entertain the possibility of the existence of perhaps an early ancestor of the later Twiggywitches. In children's fiction, there are many examples of creatures that could well be related to the Hereford Twiggywitch. And in Europe, dozens of well-known folk tales include nature spirits or beings that are made of moss and branches. But these stories have a sense of fantasy and legend about them, while at least some British scientists take the possibility of a camouflaged, hibernating creature that is part animal and part plant very seriously. In this laboratory in Kent, researchers have discovered a type of cell that appears able to transform from an animal cell into a plant cell. It is speculated that an animal comprised of such cells would be capable of photosynthesis, gaining energy from sunlight. Such a creature would also reproduce as plants do, with the young emerging fully formed from the soil. The hope is that the study of hybrid organisms like this, if they exist, will further man's understanding of the nature all around him. The nature that we are all part of.